It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be mine? Would you be mine? It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. But we're leaving the neighborhood. We're getting out of Dodge. How's everybody doing today? It's the Two-Wheel Troubadour. Yes, I'm back. Back for another adventure. I hope everybody's having a great time. I just got whacked in the face with a couple of bugs, but that's okay. It's all part of the game. It's a gorgeous day here in Texas with a temperature of about 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Absolutely spectacular. And today I'm starting a new series, and as I tell you about this series, I gotta go back in time a little bit. So when I first wanted to do a moto vlogging channel, I came up with an idea. You know, I was brainstorming and I was thinking, what can I do that's a little different from everybody else? You want to have your own thing, right? Everybody's got their own thing. Some of my favorite motorcycle channels, like take Suburban Delinquent, real popular, famous moto vlogger. His thing is, of course, he's got the food thing going there. So every episode he goes out and he goes to a restaurant with a buddy or two or three, and they chow down on some yummy food, hopefully yummy food, and you know, it's a good time. Maybe a little bit of hijinks involved, and it's a cool little video. Although I wish he'd go back to Mexico. My favorite video was his from about 3 years ago, and they went across the border in Mexico, and I thought that was a riot. Anyway, who else? Then you got riders like Shade Tree Mechanic, you know, and I love his rants on subjects. One of my favorite videos was why I hate cafe racers. You know, it's just, he does a fantastic rant. Everybody's got their thing that they you know, make their own. I also dig the you know, more of the magazine style channels, the Fort 9, the 4014. But those are bigger production things. I wouldn't really call those like moto vlogging channels. So for me, you know, what could I do to be a little different and interesting? And I really never really hit my stride. I never really found that niche. Although I had an idea that dates back to the origin of my channel 3 years ago. I came across a website called Atlas Obscura. And you may have heard of it, you may not have. I think it's fairly popular. It's a website of a collection of interesting and kind of obscure places, destinations, things to see. And it's kind of in a wiki format, so like you can get on there and you can add your own. If you know of some like weird place in your area, you can get on there and create an account and write the story and pictures of that obscure little destination. And you could search, and I think they've got like almost 22,000 wonderments, they call it, you know, these cool little places that you know, are different. Maybe they're a little historical, or maybe they're just bizarre, or maybe they're just quirky, kitschy, goofy things like the world's biggest ball of yarn or something, you know, a giant boot out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, just things that, hey, maybe on a Sunday afternoon. I guess I have to stop for these red lights. You want to jump on your bike, or even, throw the girlfriend or the wife and the family in a car and go out and see some weird thing. So I live in the Austin, Texas area here in the United States, and I think Atlas Obscura has like 30 some entries for this area. And I thought, hey, what a great opportunity to readdress my original plan for this channel and visit some of these kind of wacky, kitschy, kind of weird places, obscure places. So that's what I'm doing. Today is episode 1, and just as a disclaimer, I am not associated with Atlas Obscura at all. They are not a sponsor. They don't pay me. I don't work for them. I just happened to come across their website, and I thought, hey, this is right up my alley. I love this kind of stuff. Yeah, so today in episode 1, we are heading back out to Marble Falls, Texas. I have another video where I head out that way. It's a nice ride, great motorcycle ride out to the little town of Marble Falls, Texas. And today we're going to visit, or we're going to try to visit Dead Man's Hole. Ba, ba, ba. Dead Man's Hole dates back, well, the hole itself dates back thousands of years. It's a naturally formed cave, but the history of it that we're going to check out dates back to the Civil War, when Confederate sympathizers were going around in an anarchic sort of way and getting rid of people that they felt were Union sympathizers. And once they dispatched of these people, they threw their remains down the hole. Yuck. So, and as a factual, proving of the story, archaeologists did discover a whole bunch of human bones at the bottom of this cave. Although I read on the Atlas Obscura article that those bones have since been lost to time, probably in some grandma's attic somewhere or something, who knows. So yeah, that's one of the kind of things that you'd find, and especially around here in Texas, you got these old cowboy Civil War kind of destinations. So today we're going to go try to find Dead Man's Hole, and while we're at it, we're going to take a beautiful ride through the Texas Hill Country. So even if we don't find it, it's going to be a fantastic afternoon. So yeah, ride along with me on the Thruxton R as we try to go find Dead Man's Hole. Okay, so here we are in Marble Falls. It took, the GPS said it took like 45 minutes to get out here, but it felt like 15, to be honest with you. Such a beautiful ride out here. The little town of Marble Falls. We're gonna cross over this river up here. And Dead Man's Hole isn't too far away, I don't think. So I have no idea if this is like a park or private property. Hopefully it's some kind of like preserved historic area that, you know, maybe this little parking area, you can go check it out. I have no idea. It says private property. Private property. No trespassing. Well, that's a bummer. But let's see what we can find here. So it looks like it's actually back behind me a little bit. 2-minute walk. You know what? Maybe I'm just not there yet. We have to keep looking. I'm determined. Dead Man's Hole. Oh man, are we gonna get lucky? There it is, Dead Man's Hole. Gravel road. These premises are protected by video surveillance. They're watching me. I see a historic marker. It's a good sign. I think we made it. I think we found Dead Man's Hole. Park over here in the shade. See how soft this gravel is here. Okay, let's take a walk. Let's check my camera's on. Looks like it's on. Let's go check out Dead Man's Hole. Dun dun dun. Can you feel the history? Let's take this in for a minute. We're back in 1865, 64, 63. We're out here in the Texas wilderness, and we're dumping bodies down this natural cave. Dead Man's Hole. Entomologist Ferdinand Luders made the earliest recorded discovery of this cave in 1821. Notorious in the Civil War era, the hole is believed to have been the dumping ground for up to 17 bodies, including those of pro-Union Judge John R. Scott. Several Reconstruction-era county government officials and some other people. An oak tree which once stood over the cave was said to have rope marks caused by hangings. Powerful gases prevented thorough exploration of the site until 1951. The hole was platted in 1968 by the Texas Speleological Society and was found to be 155 feet deep and 50 feet long. Well, there you go. Let's go down here and take a little look-see. Dead Man's Hole. Dead Man's Hole is pretty shallow. Oh, it looks like of course, they cover it up. They don't want people coming down here and falling down a 155-foot hole. Look at that. Isn't that something? So the one thing I learned, one thing that's cool about this, this Obscura, when you go and find these places, you learn something. And one thing I learned about this was not only that this is here, but those anarchists, those groups of anarchists that went and killed, murdered, and hung these Union sympathizers, they were called bushwhackers and fire eaters. I never knew that. I've heard the terms before, but I never really knew what a bushwhacker or a fire eater was. And so now I know, all because of Dead Man's Hole. This natural hole that was used as a dumping ground for bushwhackers during the Civil War. They say 17 bodies were dumped down here. Isn't that something? They camped out here in the Texas prairies, plotting and planning their next victims. And this landscape probably isn't that much changed. Some fences and everything, of course, but it's probably pretty much the same as what it looked like back then. Pretty wild. And there you have it, folks. We found our first Atlas Obscura destination in Marble Falls, Texas. Dead Man's Hole. How about that? I'm happy. And there's a shot of the old Thruxton up there with the rocks. That looks good. So not much else to see. I mean, I can, say a few words to the fallen. Moment of silence. That sort of thing. Actually, I think I read that they did those bones that they excavated, they did give a proper burial to. So there's probably not a lot of spirits hanging around here. But I don't know. I don't want to stick around till the middle of the night to find out, to be honest with you. Not that I'm scared of ghosts or anything, but I just don't feel like it, okay? Yeah, that's it. I just don't feel like it. Okay, guys, well, I'm going to have a fantastic hour ride back home. I hope you enjoyed this, episode 1 of my Atlas Obscura destinations. Like I said, there's about 30 some, almost 40 just here in the Austin area, so I've got plenty of material there. And that doesn't even include some of the nearby towns and stuff, so lots of things, lots of weird and wacky things to see. So let me know if you like this. Please leave a thumbs up if you did. It really kind of, brings a smile to my face and makes it worthwhile. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, it's real easy. Just click the button to subscribe. It really helps motivate me to do more videos. Helps motivate me to get back on my Thruxton to go make a video for you. I hope you enjoy it. And please share your stories. Check out Atlas Obscura. Like I said, I have nothing to do with it. I'm not associated in any way. But I do think it's a cool website worth checking out. So, yeah, with that, everybody, I'll see you next time. Bye now.